All right, let's jump right in. If you're anywhere near the world of digital marketing, you've probably felt it. The ground is shaking. AI overviews, generative answers, zero-click searches. This isn't some far-off future anymore. It's happening right now. And frankly, it requires a completely new playbook. And this right here, this quote, pretty much sums up the whole problem. The entire world of search has been rewritten by AI, but so many businesses are still stuck using strategies from like 5 or 10 years ago. They're trying to win a game that doesn't even exist anymore.
So what's really changed is the fundamental goal. It's no longer just about jamming keywords into a page to chase that #1 ranking and hope for a click. Today, it's a totally different ballgame. It's about becoming a trusted entity, earning citations and AI answers, and just achieving visibility wherever your audience happens to be searching.
Okay, let's get into our first major shift because this is huge. We have to stop thinking of search as just google.com. It's not one website you visit anymore. It's this fragmented ecosystem, and you have to be everywhere. I mean, just look at how diverse this has become. Of course, you've still got the traditional giants like Google, right? But then you've got these AI platforms like ChatGPT and Perplexity that are just growing like crazy. And then there's social media and even community forums like Reddit, which, and this is key, AI models are now treating as genuinely authoritative sources. Your customers are finding answers in all of these places. And this number, this is just wild. 40%. 40% of Gen Z now start their search for a product not on Google, but on TikTok or Instagram. Think about that. If you're only optimizing for Google, you are completely invisible to a huge chunk of your potential audience right from the get-go. Which leads us perfectly into the second and honestly probably the most critical shift you need to wrap your head around. You have to start thinking about a brand new audience for your content. And that audience is the AI itself. Nope, that's not science fiction. It's just the new reality of how we get found online. And this brings us to a whole new field. Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO for short. Here's the best way to think about it. For years, we've been structuring our content so Google's little web crawlers could understand it. Well, now we have to structure it so that these massive large language models can understand it, trust it, and, this is the most important part, cite it in the answers they give to users. This chart really makes it crystal clear. With good old-fashioned SEO, the whole point was to get that #1 blue link and all the traffic that came with it. With GEO, the prize is totally different. The goal is to become a primary source for the AI's answers, and success is measured by how often you get cited and how visible you are inside those AI experiences. So, how does this actually work under the hood? Well, there are pretty much 3 main ways an AI is going to use your content. It might know about you from its original training data. More likely, though, it's going to use a process called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, to pull in live, up-to-the-minute info from the web. And coming soon, you'll have AI agents literally browsing your website directly to find answers. Your content needs to be ready for all 3. Okay, our third shift. This one might sting a little because it challenges one of the most sacred metrics in all of digital marketing for, 2 decades now? The click has been king. But in this new AI-driven search world, that kingdom is starting to crumble. Just let this number sink in for a second. 61%. When one of Google's AI overviews shows up at the top of a results page, the organic click-through rate can plummet by as much as 61%. And it makes sense, right? If the user gets their answer instantly, why would they need to click? This is the new reality. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like absolutely terrible news, but it's not the end of the story. A zero-click world doesn't mean a zero-value world. It just means we have to completely redefine what value looks like. The opportunity hasn't vanished. It's just moved. And here's where that new opportunity is. Even if you don't get a click, being cited in an AI overview builds incredible brand visibility and authority. It's basically telling the world you're a trusted source. You're building your entity in Google's knowledge graph, and hey, you can still get really valuable referral traffic from users on platforms like ChatGPT. So what does all this mean? It means our dashboards, our reports, they have to change. We need to start tracking a whole new set of key performance indicators. How often do we actually appear in AI answers? What's our citation share compared to our competitors? Are more people searching for our brand by name? This is how you measure success now. So, we've gone through the what and the why. Now, let's get to the important part, the how. This isn't just a bunch of theory. Here's a real, actionable plan you can use to start adapting your strategy, like today. This timeline just breaks it down into manageable chunks. In the next 30 days, start simple.
see where you show up on AI platforms, and add some basic structured data to your site. Then, over the next 90 days, you can focus on building out topic clusters and creating original, data-driven content, because that's the kind of stuff AI systems love to cite. And then, over the next year, the big goal is to build true authority and create a system to keep your content fresh. So, as we wrap this all up, this is really the one question you need to be asking yourself. Because in this new era of search, success isn't about having the most keywords or even the highest ranking anymore. It's about becoming the most trusted, the most authoritative, and the most citable source in your entire industry. So, is that you?